Let me tell you something people rarely talk about breakups. When a relationship ends, everyone talks about missing the person. People talk about the conversations, the memories, and the little things you share together. But what if I tell you that there is another kind of loss that many people feel, yet nobody talks about it? How would you feel? Okay, now listen. It is the loss of the version of yourself that existed in that relationship because it takes two people to build a relationship. I remember a period in my life when a relationship of mine ended and everything around me suddenly felt very different. At first, I tried to act like it was just another experience in my life. I told myself that I would be fine after all this, that I will move on so quickly and that things will eventually turn around and become normal once again. But that was the joke on me because slowly I started noticing the smallest thing. The conversation that used to happen every day were all gone. The routine that once felt natural disappeared. And slowly something strange began to settle down inside of me. And then I realized something. It was not only the person that I missed, but I missed the version of myself that was in that relationship that has become a different person. The version of me that laughed more easily. The version of me that felt certain about the future. The version of me that believed everything was going in the right direction. You know, when that relationship ended, it felt like that version of me disappeared along with it. However, after some time passed, something began to become clear to me. That breakups are not only about losing someone, they are also about losing the identity that formed while you were loving that person. Because when two persons share their life for a long time, something deep begins to happen. Your routine start blending together. Your habits begin to change just to accommodate the other person. And your priority as well changes. So when that relationship ended, the loss felt even more deeper than I think. Let me tell you, if you're listening to this now, you're not only letting go of that person, you're also letting go of the life you had imagined with them. And once you begin to understand that, you're letting go not just the person, but also the person you've become, the pain will start to make sense to you. Listen, the lesson I learned from that experience was very simple, but very powerful. Indeed, I will tell you. So let me tell you this. It is completely okay to grieve both loss because as that relationship ended, you lost yourself. You lost who you were in that relationship, just as you lost your partner. So you can grieve the person who left your life or the person you have to leave because things change and they started treating you differently. Not just that, you can also grieve the version of you that existed while you were part of that world that ended. Because many people try to rush past this phase. They distract themselves. They pretend they are fine, whereas they are not. They try to replace that relationship so quickly. But that is the greatest mistake that could be done. Let me tell you something. Healing begins when you slow down long enough to reflect and understand what that relationship has revealed about you. Ask yourself this question today. What part of yourself felt alive during that time? Was it the courage you discovered? Was it the openness you showed? Or the joy you felt while building something with someone else? Let me tell you the truth. Those part of you were never owned by the relationship. They were always part of who you are. When I look back and compare, I can see something that I could not understand back then. A great change. Because breakup do not only close chapter, rather they also reveal who you're becoming. When you sit down to reflect, you understand this. The relationship may end, but the growth that happened inside does not disappear overnight. It doesn't even disappear. You can rebuild your confidence. You can rebuild your joy. You can carry forward that part of you that was discovered along the way. So if you're going through something like this right now, I want you to remember this. The best version of you did not vanish with that relationship that ended. It is still you. It is still there. And this moment might be the beginning of you discovering it once again. You're not only healing from that relationship, you're rather discovering yourself, but in a different way. Do have a nice day. See you in my next video. Bye for now.